Arsenal have smashed the British transfer record for a player. Declan Rice, £105 million, deal done. Jurrien Timber as well, £40 million from Ajax, deal done as well. Listen, Fuad, what do you make of this?
And another one, baby. And another one. Nah, yo, bro, it's good news, bro. It's for all Arsenal fans, bro. This is what everyone wanted at the club, innit? This is what all the fans wanted for the club, like. But to be honest with you, Declan Rice would be good because I think in our team we haven't had a player in his caliber for years, bro. Like he's gonna bring a bit of steel to the changing room, a bit of solidarity and a bit of mentality, like a man's mentality, you can see it in him. You can see he's a bit of a boy. Like he ain't one of them footballers who's just gonna come to Arsenal and not want anything. You can see already he's a winner. Look what he did at West Ham. He achieved the Conference League might not be big for fans, but it's big for West Ham. 50 years. So you got to bear like you got to give credit when it's due to him. He's done something at the club for West Ham, and I hope he brings that mentality to Arsenal, and it's a good signing. And I hope from there we go on, and then we just got to see what happens after that. But I think he's going to become a top player for Arsenal, and I hope he becomes the future captain because he's got that captain material. Like he's led West Ham, Jamie, to a final and won. That's proof there. That's evidently fact. That's something I'm making up. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And
you're gassed, yeah? Edu's come through, yeah? You're gassed, yeah?
Edu Gasman now I call him, and not Gasper, Edu Gasman. You know what I say, Fred? Now Edu deserves credit, bro. All that hard times. I think you and already what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna do an official. I want an official apology of 3 people. Not for me, it's for Edu. Northside LD has to apologize to Edu. Nah, bro. All jokes aside, it's good that he's got something done. Like sometimes you think even through the saga of Declan Rice, I can understand why fans were kicking off because boy, you need to be real. Like Arsenal have been linked with players and said, "Oh, they're coming." The next minute, they're taking a medical at Chelsea. I'll give you a prime example. Mata was at the Emirates. Mata was already ready to sign, and Ian Wright met him. And Ian Wright said, "I jumped in a car." He had one phone call off the agent. Arsenal was playing around with the payment structure and everything. And bam! Within 15 minutes, the agent said, "Whoa, hold on, jump in the car." And he just went to the other side of London and done his medical. And Ian Wright was like, I was shocked. Within 20 minutes, I was in the stadium speaking to him. And by the time I got in my car, he's already taken a medical at Chelsea. On the way to Chelsea. So Arsenal's been known for it. It's like Modric was another one. Arsenal's been known for it. But I know we got Declan Rice done. And I know we got Havertz done. And I know we got
Jurrien
Timber done, yeah. But they should have done this a long time ago, to be honest. They should have negotiated it better because we could have bought a lot of players over the years, but I don't know what it was. But this time, for some reason, they got it over the line. And I think that's more to do with Mikel Arteta and Edu. I think they're saying no because we're the ones getting the blame. We're the ones are always on the front line. We're the ones who takes all the abuse. Because they are like the faces of Arsenal. Regardless, I know the Cronkies own it. But like you said, Vina, we don't see Vina. We don't see the Tim, the other guy. We don't see none of them. We see Josh Kroenke fly over. But the main two who always at games, who's always getting blamed, is Arteta and Edu. So now everyone knows, okay, they've done their work. And fair dues to them. They got a thing. What they've done in the past is forgiven. And let's just move on, innit? Like, let's continue this. Let's hope this spring of buying players continue. Do you get me, bro? Like I want it to continue. I don't want it to say, okay, like for instance, I'll give you an example. Do you know when players break down with clubs? That means the contracts broke down. It's like, for instance, when Borussia Dortmund found out about the breakdown of Haaland and Dortmund, Man City waited because when it breaks down, that means everything is broken down. So they're gonna cancel. They're gonna cancel the contract. All the sponsors are gonna bin off. And that means the player is a free agent. But the only thing they have to do is to settle the payment with the club. Do you get me? So like with Mbappe now, look what he just come out and said. Like the Khalifa just come out and said this. He said, look, listen, if Mbappe do want to sign a contract, the door is open for him. So you know it's going to break down. The reason why Paris is saying that is because them and Mbappe now has to come with an agreement. But the only agreement, and it's going to take a while, because the only agreement they're going to come with is how much are we going to sell you for? Do you get me, Andrew? On the offside, that's the only agreement. Anything else, agent fees and all that, it ain't happening. But with now Mbappe, he wants to go Real Madrid. But if he changes his mind and says, you know what, I'm going to keep my mind open and go to other clubs, Arsenal can go in for him right now and do a deal with Paris Saint-Germain and say, we'll give you 250 million, but we'll pay you up. Because it won't be one of them ones like, oh no, we need him now. It might be one of the ones where they say, okay, you can pay installments for it. Because if he's not going to sign a contract, he's going for free anyway. Do you hear me? So it's one of them ones. Like, it's like, I know people are saying,
welcome to my standards. Welcome to my standards. Yeah, I like to hear this. There's nothing you said that I've got an issue with. And for me, with
it's not a real picture. It's not a real picture. It's in a copyright.
I got the exclusive.
Yo, bye man. Yeah, come on.
Nah, listen. At the end of the day, there's nothing that you said that I've got an issue with. I've seen this club not go all in to get Higuain, to get Draxler, to get Vlahovic, to get Buendia, to get Rafinha, to get Mudryk, to get João Felix, to get Cristiano Ronaldo, which we could have signed before Man United did. You know, to get Ibrahimovic. You know, he could have come to Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? I've seen this club, not go out there and do what needs to be done. And for the first time, I'm actually feeling happy, estou contente, estou feliz, and I'm actually gassed, Not because the job is done, because there's more positions that we need to go out there and fill. But I'm gassed because this club is actually moving like a serious club. This is how Bayern Munich move. This is how Real Madrid move. How much is the money? Right, we're paying it. We want the player. We want to get that player. We'll get it over the line. And we're not going to let the deal crumble, like you said, in past deals where we allowed deals to fumble and players to go to other clubs. This is what I want to see. And this is what I expect from Arsenal Football Club. I expect us to go out there, and I will give props to Arteta and Edu. Both of them have come out since they've started this process or project. They've been the ones that have said they deal with the transfer window. They do it as a collective, as a team. They go out there and get the players. We didn't get João Felix. We didn't get Mudryk. We didn't get Vlahovic under their watch. There was a couple of players that we didn't go out there and get. Declan Rice was a player that we're linked to in January. We couldn't get it over the line. We've now gone out and got it done. I don't mind. I can accept us not getting him in January if we're definitely going to go all in and get him in the summer. The same with Caicedo. With the Declan Rice, I'm happy because it's an intent. When's the last time we've seen Arsenal Football Club go out there and say, "Tamo aqui, o dinheiro tá aqui, the money's here, caramba." There you go, boom. A statement of intent. A statement to the rest of our rivals that we are serious. We are kicking on. We're not just going to fill this club and this team just with players that will be good in 4 or 5 years' time. We finish second. We want to kick on. The only way from second is first. Here's Declan Rice that can produce right here, right now. And is a great number one or in rotation to Thomas Partey. We should be keeping the both of them. El Neni should be phased out. I know we got an extension. He should be phased out. We should be going with Declan Rice and Partey for that position in rotation. You got Jorginho that some people feel that could play, could be the third option to play the CDM role. We should be strengthening. And this is what I want to see. And then going out there and getting Julian Timber. This is how top players go out there and do business. We're in a strong position. We finished second. We didn't win the league. And I was pissed off. And the majority of us was pissed off. We're in a strong position to be going out there and bringing in players like Declan Rice. Because we came second to Man City. And the Man City team that did a treble. So at the end of the day, right now, we've got the Champions League. We're second in the league. We're kicking on, it seems. This is the time to go and get players like Declan Rice over the line. Like you said, Mbappe over the line. Go and pay the money. We have the money. Before this Declan Rice deal, the majority of Arsenal fans would have said, "Oh, we don't have the money. We're not going to spend the money." We have the money. You remember when we remember when we broke the transfer record for Lacazette? Then a couple of months later, we broke the transfer record to get Aubameyang. Then we broke our transfer record again to buy Pepe. We have money. And we need to flex our muscle and we need to go out there and get the best players. I understand that sometimes you have to get players like a Martinelli or a players like an Odegaard, but you didn't break the bank to get these players and they've turned out to be great players. Yeah, I understand that. But you're not going to get to the top with just purchases like that. Even a Liverpool team that run in the self-sufficient model, they still had to break the bank to go get Alisson. They still had to go break the bank and get Van Dijk. You need these world-class players, not only for the players that you also have. You know, right now, how is Martinelli, Saka, Jesus feeling, seeing Declan Rice, Arsenal going out there playing, smashing the transfer record in England and going out there and getting Declan Rice, not getting a B-Tech Declan Rice? And how good does it feel? How good does it feel to all the filhos da puta that always come at me about, oh, you're always moaning? How good does it feel that we didn't go get the B-Tech Declan Rice or the Declan Rice of Brazil? We went and got Declan Rice. And now we're getting Urian Timber. It's the way that we're doing business is what I'm liking, bro. Because we've never seen Arsenal be this proactive since we last won the league. And for me, I will say this, as much as I'm gassed and as much as I'm happy with this doesn't mean that the foot comes off the gas. Go out there and get, like you said, go out there and get me an Osimhen, get me Ivan Toney, go out there and get me an Mbappe, because I'll tell you why. I understand that when we got, this reminds me a lot of when we got Jesus and Zinchenko. Very good additions and we didn't kick on. And what happened? We still had positions in the team that needed to be filled. And we still have positions right now that need to be filled. Well done for getting Urian Timber, because he's better than Rob Holding and he's better than Kivior. Yeah, so even if he's not a starter, great option. And now we've got somebody that seems like he'll be an adequate replacement to also play right back to Ben White, because Tomiyasu ain't good enough and Cedric ain't good enough.
No, I rate Tomiyasu. I do rate him.
Well done for getting Declan Rice, because now we've got a levels above El Nene. And now if Thomas Partey, which since he's been at Arsenal, has an injury in the season, which could happen because that's how it's been so far since he's been here. We've got Declan Rice. All of a sudden, we're not stressing out that we have to play a Jorginho, we have to play an El Nene that's inferior to Thomas Partey. Now, go out there and get me a striker. Go out there and get me a world-class winger, yeah, and go out there and get me a deep line playmaker. And all of a sudden, I will say that this is a 10 out of 10 transfer window. So, very good start. I'm liking that we're not leaving it to the last minute to get our big deals over the line. We're not allowing our rivals to come in and pip us to our main targets. Well done. But go out there, and we still need someone to replace Xhaka, and we need more. Because remember, Xhaka was a first-team player. The bench is light. So even though you replace Xhaka, who's on the bench still? Fabio Vieira? Who's on the bench still? Havertz, that none of us really rate. Who's on the bench? Fabio Vieira, Lokonga. These lot ain't good enough. So as much as we're getting out players like Xhaka, we need to replace them and still add. Because you're only adding to the starting lineup. You're not adding to the bench. And according to most Arsenal fans, the bench was the reason why we bottled the league. So there's still a lot of business to do. But if they go out there and get me a deep line playmaker, get me a striker and get me a winger, yeah, that all could push to be in the first team like a Declan Rice, then I can see that, you know what? This team is moving forward. This team is being serious. Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Yeah, they're busy. You know what? The guys who I get the transfer sources off and I read into, it's the ones who like actually the ones like there's an Arab guy in here. He puts it out on there. He's on Twitter. Now you got all them people puts it on Twitter, all right, bro. And they got all these dudes, and you haven't got a clue. I know an agent. I know that they waffle on it. They have their radio shows. They waffle, bro. This guy's the one who said he said it at 10 o'clock. He said Declan Rice has already agreed. The fee's done. The thing's done. He's going to be signing tonight. And within 2 hours after he said that, Ornstein breaks it through, bro. And what's his name breaks it through? Fabio breaks it through. So, you know, and you get me? It's like there is people who are connected to the club, who actually gets the stories before all these people. This guy, I think he's connected to the club because he broke the news at like 10 o'clock. Bro, about 10 o'clock, bro. I was reading in Arabic yesterday, and he broke it at 10 o'clock. And they're saying they're going in for more players. Another one who breaks the news and he gets it right, and it's that Dean Jones. He was the one, he breaks it right. He said it's done. He came out and said that the structure deal's done. They've agreed to it. And he said that yesterday morning. But it only takes CDs, they get it late. So a lot of Arsenal fans were panicking last night, thinking, "Oh, it might break down." No, it was done yesterday. But it's just we for some reason, Arsenal don't like to break it out straight away. But it's done. But I was gonna say, you know what? Now, you know, like that thing Havertz. You know that Havertz, all right, deal, all right, bro. People thought, you know, like with Chelsea, okay, because everyone's thinking we spent 60 million on him. We haven't, bro. Honestly, you know how much it's gonna cost us? It's only to make the story look good. 60 million, 65 million. Nah, bro. We're paying 25 million installments over 4 years. Jamie.
So, yeah, but that's how most transfers go anyway. You pay over the length of the contract. You are still paying that amount. It's like having a car on finance. You're still paying the value of the car. You're just paying it.
But I'm saying to you, Arsenal. So when you have a look at the figures, Arsenal, even like one of the officials come out and said it, and Arsenal, when this guy said it, he said they're not going to. You know what Havertz? He's saying the British media is saying, "Oh, we're going to pay 65 million for him, 85 million." No, Arsenal are paying maybe 55 million over 4 installments or 50 million.
But that's how most transfers go, bro. That's what I'm telling you.
No, but I'm saying, I know. But I'm saying to you look at the money they're spending. It ain't 60 million. We're not paying 65 million for him. We're paying about 50. I don't know where they're getting his
50. I mean, we're a little bit diverting because I want to.
No, but Arsenal got money, bro.
But at the end of the day, he ain't worth 50. Havertz is not worth 50.
But I'm just saying to you is even him now. It's not about the price. I'm just saying what the point I'm trying to say is, even though we paid that money, bro, even though with Declan Rice, they still got money there. There's money there because now. I tell you now. You know with this Declan Rice issue. Arsenal now, as soon as he does his medical on Friday or tomorrow, I know it's booked for Friday, but tomorrow, as soon as he gets his number revealed, they will make that money back, double the money back. What they'll make about 100 million back. They'll make about 50, maybe 60 million back just off shirt sales, including Declan Rice, because he's a marquee player. He's an England future captain. Do you get me? He's 24 years of age. And he's gone to a big club. How many of them boys are going to... we get 60,000 people in the stadium. You know how many people are going to buy his tops? I'm just going off the stadium. Never mind worldwide. I might even get Rice on the back. You never know. But I know Lee Gunner's going to do it. Do you get me?
Listen, I want to address this comment because I don't know if it's aimed at you or aimed at me. I wasn't too sure. But it says here, Jay outside says, 19 years without a trophy. What should every Arsenal fan be all happy and dandy? You want us to sing love songs to Edu and Arteta and KSE. Listen, bro, I think it's fair for you to criticize the fact that the club hasn't won a major honor in 19 years. I think it's fair for you to demand success because that's my standard. But at the same time, we have to also be able to isolate things and also look at certain things and say, okay, cool. I'm happy if the club is changing or doing certain things the way I want them to do it. For example, I've been criticizing this club of always doing the cheapskate thing, of not being proactive, not getting #1 targets, not going out there getting the business done early. When I see so far, obviously the transfer window isn't over. And like I said, I still want another 3-4 players to come in of top quality in key areas for me to give this window a 10 out of 10. But when I'm seeing us doing our business early, going and getting the players that we want, we're getting Timber. We wanted Timber, we're getting him. It's a done deal. We wanted Declan Rice, we're getting him. It's a done deal. When I'm seeing us doing the business early and getting our #1 targets, I can't then turn around and start criticizing. I have to give praise, but at the same time, I'm giving praise and saying, listen, the job ain't done. Yeah, we ain't won anything. You're right. And the transfer window isn't over. The bench is still light, even as it stands right now. And there's still more additions that we need if we're going to kick on. Because at the end of the day, when we got Zinchenko and Jesus, last January, I said it ain't good enough. A lot of people give it a 10 out of 10 window. I said, how can it be a 10 out of 10 window when you haven't addressed all the positions that you needed to strengthen? Then at the end of the season, everyone's saying, oh, well, it's a light squad. It's a light squad because we didn't address all the positions. So that's my standard. If this transfer window, we do not go out there and get a proper gunman in front of goal that can score us 20 to 30 goals a season, and we don't get an actual winger that if Saka's out, we are comfortable with that player starting or coming in to cover, then I'm going to be asking question marks. So I think at the end of the day, I understand that we can criticize that the club's done things wrong, but when they do at least one thing right, you can criticize, but I'm not over criticizing. I'm not over gassing and saying, oh, do you know what? Since we got Havertz and we got Declan Rice and now we got Timber, 10 out of 10 transfer window. No. And I think Fuad is saying the same thing. We're happy with this business. We're not happy with Havertz. Let's see what Arteta does with him. I don't rate him. And I think he's going to be, I don't think he's going to be good enough. I'm happy with Timber and I'm very happy with Declan Rice. Those are two signings I'm very happy with. And I'm very happy that we're doing the business early. Now let's wait to the end of the transfer window to see what this club actually does. Because I'm not going to give it a full rating until the transfer window is closed and I see what we've got and what targets did we get in and how do I feel like these players can move us forward. For me, like I said, Timber could be our number one centre-back. Saliba came in. One season, he became our number one centre-back. We never know. We don't know how good he is. We don't know how poor he is. He could become our number one right-back. He can also play as a right-back. Overall, I think the player is talented. Let's see if he adapts to the Premier League. Declan Rice, for me, gets in over Thomas Partey just because of the fact of 2 seasons in a row, Thomas Partey's failed at the end of the season. I think he dropped off. The injuries, I don't mind Thomas Partey being on the bench, being second place to Declan Rice. And I don't mind it the other way around. But either way, I'm now comfortable with that position that we got adequate, really, really good replacement and rotation in that position. I need that all over the pitch. Until I see that all over the pitch, I'm not happy. Yeah? Because then I can relax. And I don't want to see, once again, certain players just filling in and doing the job. So for me, I actually don't think today that Fuad is overdoing it. I don't think I'm overdoing it. I think we're quite balanced with the approach.
This guy, bro, yeah, so, this guy got to understand, all right, bro. Yeah, we haven't won a title for 19 years, and I know no one's saying yes, praise Arteta, praise Etu, praise Keynes. No one's saying that, bro. What you got to understand is, bro, you got to give credit when it's due, bro.
Yeah, you do.
You got to, bro. If you're gonna be that negative, but what happens if they win the league? Jamie, you've got to give credit where it's due.
But this is what I've always said, Fuad. If we win the league under Arteta, what have I told you? If he wins me a league,
you're going to apologise.
Yeah, I would. Because he's reached
but it's not even about that, bro. Do you know the thing is, bro?
Because he reached my standard. You can't have a standard and then that person reaches it and then you're still criticizing. It makes no sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. I think what the fuck.
But this is what the club should have been doing from years ago, bro. This is long overdue.
Yo, and you got to bear in mind, and the reason why, like, even myself, you know the transfer market, the year I stopped forget this, is when, check this out, I remember, you said his name, we could have got Higuain, we could have got Mesut Ozil, we could have got Karim Benzema, and I remember the other one was Kadia. Real Madrid signed them 4 players for how much? 60 million. 60 million for all them players. All inclusive of 70 million for all them players. Karim Benzema, Higuain, Mesut Ozil, and Kadia. That's how cheap the market was. And Arsenal, when we were in 2007 and 2008, we could have got all them players, didn't want to pay the money. But then when Higuain went to Real Madrid, they all, we're going to buy him for 40 million. You could have got him for 15. So that's why
what it is, bro.
Yeah, but that's why the fan base is upset. Like that's why in the transfers a lot. Even my friends who are positive, bro. I know a lot of positive fans, bro. And they even say, till I see Declan Rice with the top on, with his number, I believe it. And we're positive fans. That's what the club does to you. Who's that now?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But right now, they're moving the way they should be moving. And we got Declan Rice. And the fact that certain rivals want to pour some salt and say, oh, he's not worth the money. I couldn't care less. I don't care about how much it costs.
Okay, don't cost
no more dinero, no more plata, no more dinero, no more kumbu. I don't care. It's not my money. I couldn't care less. Yeah? We got the player. I rate the player. We paid the money. That's it. Most players that go certain price tags. Mason Mount ain't worth the money Man United paid for him. Havertz ain't worth the money that we paid for him. Most players aren't worth the money that you pay for.
But it is what it is.
The selling club set the price, and if you want it, you want it. That's how it is. If you want to buy someone's house, they set the price. You pay it. Cool, you got it. You don't want to pay it. You don't get it. It is what it is. So that's how I feel about it. You're in Timber now. What do you make of this guy? Because for me, I'm happy with this. £40 million, it seems like it's going to be. And I think we need a cover in the centre-back positions. We saw that once we have Saliba out, Gabriel out, Kivior wasn't good enough, and Rob Holding hasn't been good enough ever since he was signed here. You know what I mean?
To be honest with you, with Kivior, bro, it's like I said to you, I'm not Kivior. I'm not going to judge him now. I'm going to judge him like at the end of the season, because do you know why? You know why? Because he has got attributes of being a top defender, bro. Because when he went to Newcastle away, he played well, bro. So I'm gonna go off that. It was a big game too, and he played well against Chelsea. So I'm not gonna sit here and like say, oh, Kivior, because at the end of the day, Timber might be good for the Dutch league. You never know what he might be in the Premier League, bro. But I've seen enough of Kivior that he's good enough. But this guy's meant to be. I don't know. I haven't seen him play much, but all I know that when I've read of him and all that, they said he's a bit aggressive, and he's meant to be a good footballer too. So bring it on, bro. If he's a top player, why not?
And you know what? Yeah, not that I wanted Timber just because he was linked to Man United. He got linked to Man United so much. I think it was last year. But the fact that Man United were looking at him, were thinking about, bringing him into Man United, and we've gone out there, we identified that we want him, that he fits the profile that Arteta wanted, and we put the money down and we got the player. This is how I want us to move. This is how a big team moves. When you call yourself a big team, top 4, top 3 in your country, this is how you move. This is how you get business done. Yeah, you don't wait around to see what your rivals are going to do. You go out there, you identify the player, whether your rivals want him or not. You go out there and you get it done. This is what I want to see. This is how I want us to move. And this is the standard. Because big up to Arteta and they do, getting this business done early. I think Timber's a top player. Will he adjust to the Premier League? I don't know. I've seen Zinchenko come to this league, killing it in Italy, come over here and die, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? We've seen loads of players come here and die. So there's always a possibility that the player either can't adapt to the league or isn't good enough for this league. But at the end of the day, I want to see ambition. I want to see us trying. And this is what I want to see. And when I'm seeing us going and getting Declan Rice, getting Timber, this is what I want to see. The showing ambition. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least you're trying. How will you know if you don't try? I've seen 19 years of us doing cheapskate deals, not getting in the main targets. And what is it accumulated to? Do we win any Champions Leagues? Do we win any Premier Leagues? No. This is what I'm expecting. This is how we should be moving. This is how we should have moved after 2004, after winning the league. This is how we should have been moving. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, whether you rate the player or not, I'm not an expert on the player. I'm not going to start sitting here talking absolute bucaria. I don't care. I do not care. Get the player over the line. Let's see what he does next season. Because I tell you what, can he be any worse than Kivior and Holding? I don't think so. I don't think so. Never knew about Kivior before he came to the club. Didn't.
Nah, you got to.
Rob Holding never been good enough for me.
Rob Holding. Rob Holding, bro. I can relate to you, bro. But Kivior, you have to as a fan, you have to. You can't judge him off 3-4 games. Now you judge him.
I don't. I don't have to rate any player at Arsenal. It's for them to prove me wrong. When we signed now Kai Havertz, it's not for me to change my opinion. It's for him to prove me wrong. It's for him to prove me wrong. Because I tell you what, yeah. When players prove me wrong, I'm more than happy to come out there and say, you know what? I was talking merda. I was talking at toa. You know what? The player proved me wrong. But I'm not going to come out here and start gassing because I tell you what, yeah, all these super fans, Arsenal fans that be gassing up, yeah, Fabio Vieira, yeah. What about now? Are they coming out and conceding that he ain't good enough? Are they conceding Lokonga ain't good enough? They're conceding Nuntavaji ain't good enough? These are all players' fan base gassed up. Yeah? Do they concede that? Eddie Nketiah, they concede he ain't good enough? Because he ain't good enough, because he ain't won us a major honor. He ain't good enough. Yeah? Have they conceded that? No. So why am I going to just go along with the flow? Because the flow is, just support him. No, I'm not going to just support him. I told you El Nene's basic. He's been basic ever since he's been here. Rob Holding's been basic ever since he's been here. So at the end of the day, until the player proves me wrong, if he does something to prove me wrong, I'll change my... Look at Ben White. Yeah? As a centre-back, he was trash. Yeah?
Oh, never.
Last season, he played excellently as a right back. Have you seen me trash Ben White this season?
Ben White's quality.
No, answer the question. Have you seen me trash Ben White this season? Playing as a right back. No, I
Yes,
haven't.
I have. Yes,
No,
I
I
have.
haven't. No, I haven't. You're talking absolute murder. You know you are. Yeah? Why?
Don't make
Because
me get a clip up. Don't
Well,
make
'cause
me.
Ben White actually started playing to the level that showed me, okay, cool, I rate you as a right back. I don't rate you as a centre back, but I rate you as a right back. Cool, you can stay in the team. So at the end of the day, I'm not just backing Timber, I'm not just backing Havertz, I'm not just backing players, bro. I don't mind you coming, but at the end of the day, you got to prove yourself, and that's how it is. The club comes first. If you're not good enough for my club, then goodbye. It is what it is. But listen, I don't know if you've seen this. But there's rumors out there right now. I know this guy got a little bit rattled. We got this one here. Where's the proof that Reiss Nelson has signed a new contract? Not mentioned anywhere. So you are not patient with any signings, and I've watched your shows and I have a good laugh.
He has
Well,
signed the
thank you.
contract.
I'm glad that you have a good laugh. Please like and subscribe and help me with the algorithm since you're such a big fan of my
Emerson,
show.
Reiss
But at the
Nelson,
end of the day, if you
he
go to
signed the
one
contract,
football,
bro.
bro, it's on One Football. He said he ain't seen it nowhere. Everyone's got the One Football app, right?
It's all over Twitter, bro. It's all over Twitter.
We on YouTube, us YouTubers, we're not journalists. We just talk about stories that we've seen. Yeah? Stories and links that we've seen. Have I said it's 100% happening? Bro, chill out, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No. Listen, I can confirm now. Listen, I can confirm now. Yo, he is signing a contract today.
And that is a shambles. Reiss Nelson should be able to just leave. I swear his contract.
Yeah,
why are we re-signing Reiss Nelson? Are you happy with us re-signing Reiss Nelson? I'm not.
He's a good squad player. That's about it.
Okay. Didn't we not have a whole bench full of good squad players? Did it win us any major honours?
I know. Well, Reiss Nelson, though. Did you know you got there's something there is quality in him, but
yeah.
I rate him like he's a good player. But
why? Because he's fast. Because in England,
I don't want to. You know, because you got to give him like if it's a 2-year contract, give him a 2-year contract.
No, don't give him nothing. No. We extended Rob Holding, ain't good enough. Yeah, ain't good enough.
No, but Nelson, he's got
ain't good enough.
And Kete is leaving. And Kete is leaving.
Yeah, but we still gave him 100k a week.
But that's the whole idea. You know,
if no one buys him, we're stuck with him.
Nah, but he's gone.
Get rid of Reiss. I don't care. Get rid of Reiss Nelson. This stream is
I'll keep Nelson.
Get him out. He ain't good enough. I hope we ain't signed him a new contract. That puta ain't good enough. And when you go back, I've actually checked on Transfermarkt. I was checking his numbers, yeah? It ain't good enough. Don't justify to me a Reiss Nelson that ain't been good. I don't care how many games he's played. He ain't been good enough and he ain't been consistent enough. Don't justify Reiss Nelson to me. But when we blew the transfer record just before buying Declan Rice, yeah, blew the transfer record in Pepe, we're not going to give him a chance. We're giving Reiss Nelson a chance. No. Pepe ain't been good enough. Reiss Nelson ain't been good enough. I don't see no difference. If anything, if you want to get more out of a player, you get it more out of the player. You pay more money for.
I'm going to touch on Pepe a little bit.
No, I'm not with it.
Rumors are saying, you know, Nicolas Pepe, and this is solidarity rumors, that either Arsenal sell him, they're either selling, bro, or they're either going to work with him. There's no more loan.
Sell him. He's trash.
No, I'm all about Pepe.
What, Pepe?
Yeah, I'm not about Nick. I'm not about Nicolas Pepe. The rumors are saying, bro, real. The rumors are saying Arsenal this is solid rumors. They're gonna either sell him or work with him. There's no more loan. Because Pepe said that, and I think that after the interview with Pepe and Mikel Arteta, you could see he might. I'm not saying definitely. He might say the club, but they're either selling him. If no one comes in for him, then Reiss Nelson's going to be first choice.
But that's my point. If no one comes in for him, Reiss Nelson, it seems that, according to reports, we don't know. According to reports, it's out there today that apparently we're looking to give Reiss Nelson a 4-year contract extension. What? Based off of what? You know what the problem is, bro, yeah? This football club love to give contract extensions, to people that have done nothing. El Nene, contract extension. Rob Holding, contract extension. Nketiah, contract. Based off of what? These are all players, by the way, that were on the bench last season, that were the reason that a majority of this fan base come out and said, oh, we lost the league because we had a light squad.
Can I ask you a question?
Exactly into that.
Can I ask you a question? All right. Can I ask you a question?
And I'm not with it, bro.
Can I ask you a question? Do you know our bench last year? All right, our bench this year would be all right. The only 2 players that looked decent last year on the bench was Trossard and Jorginho. All right, I'll be honest with you. Even Smith Rowe, you couldn't call him a bench player. He was out all season, so you didn't even say he was bench. But Trossard and Jorginho was our best bench players last year. But now, you think of it, you got Trossard, you got Havertz, you got Timber, you got Jorginho, and if, say, for instance, you have a Nicolas Pepe, would that'll be better than the last year's one? Because I know I wind you about Pepe and all that, but I agree with you, Toast. I agree with you. I think Nicolas Pepe, if you're going to talk about changing games, then we got to go off facts. And that's what I'm saying. I know I wind you up. I go off facts. And the fact is, and it's a fact, I'm not even making it up, Nicolas Pepe has come off benches and won more games, the majority of the Arsenal players, than Reiss Nelson. You can't go off that one goal off Bournemouth and say, wow, let's give him a 20-year contract. Because you've got to go back to last season. Pepe have done it against big teams too, bro. He's done it when we were struggling against Chelsea. He's come off and changed it. And he's done it in Europe. He's done it in things. So we got to be honest. We got to look, not Arteta, not Edu, football ability. Football ability. Pepe is triple times better than Reiss Nelson. And Arteta knows that. He's not stupid.
And like I said, forward, yeah. You know, a lot of people. I know you don't rate Havertz. I don't rate Havertz. Yeah, a lot of people.
No, I don't mind him. I don't mind him. I'm not saying.
Yeah, but you don't rate him. Like you don't rate. You don't think. Is he the finished article, Havertz?
He has to prove it to me. I'll be honest.
No, but as a player, do you think he's a finished article? No.
I think he's a good player, but he needs to prove more.
Right. Yeah. A lot of people were saying that Arteta is going to get the best out of Havertz, and that is why I said on one of my last streams, how come Arteta can get the best out of Havertz that's been sinking at Chelsea, but it can't get the best out of Pepe? It doesn't make any sense because now he has a more cohesive team. He's getting bigger players, getting Declan Rice over the line. If you can work with Havertz, why can't you work with Pepe? I'm not saying start Pepe. I'm saying why can't you work with him?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, yeah.
And eradicate certain things out of his game. It makes no sense. Either you're a coach that can get the best out of players or you can't. You know what I mean? Even like someone like a Pochettino, yeah? He was rated within the Tottenham fan base for getting the best out of even average players, yeah? But he wasn't selective. He made all those players better than what their level was. And we saw their level once he left. So if Arteta is great at getting the best out of players, if he can get it out of Havertz, which is what a lot of people are saying, get it out of Pepe. And like I said, you have to work more with the bigger investment. Pepe, we paid £72 million, bro. Broke our transfer record. Yeah. So isn't there more incentive to get the best out of Pepe than Reiss Nelson? What is the incentive? Reiss Nelson, I think, has been out of contract since the end of last month. If he's so great, why weren't teams lining up to buy him on a free? He ain't that great, then, is he? He ain't that great. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro,
I think Mahali Manaka Barara. You gotta. That's something maybe that I can relate to. He's saying most probably keeping him just to protect his value, so you get like 25 or 30 million for him, and you most probably will. That's the case, and yeah, but at the same time, if he has an okay season and someone comes for him in January and says 25 million, Arsenal sell him. But what Arsenal will sell him. I think with the way we're going, like if Eddie Nketiah, like no, he's linked with Palace, he's linked with with Brighton, he's linked with and he's linked with a few other teams. But you're talking 25, 30 million. Arsenal are going to sell Eddie. So if Reiss Nelson signs and he sells him for 30 million, there's 60 million there, but then they're going to go and buy that Ottoman. But I agree with you. I think Pepe, there is solidarity saying that he is actually. I think Mikel Arteta knows now, thinking if I can get this guy, if I can get 2 years out of this guy, he's 27 or 28. How old is Pepe? 27, 28. You get 2 years out of him, bro. It's like if you can get out of Havertz, you could definitely get out of Pepe. If you could sit him down and say, "Yo, I want this," because I was saying, I was speaking to Kenny earlier on. I was saying to him like, you gotta find a way. Do you know? Don't get me wrong. Arsenal work this inverted, this high pressing work for 28 games. It works for 28 games. It works. Even Man City changes their system. They don't do all that. Because they know when it comes to the clash in the last 10 games, teams are only going to defend against you. So you need to find another way. When the teams are defending, the high press don't help you because they're defending, innit? They're not coming out. They're not leaving the ball. They're just locked in the ball. Come at us, and you're stuck with tactics like, oh, let's go to the right, let's go to the left. But at least with Pepe, like I was saying to someone, at least with Pepe, you know when you get two people going on Saka, you give Pepe one-on-one with anyone, he will rip you to shreds. Saka's the only player who actually can only take on players in our team. Martinelli's more direct. Martin Odegaard is 1-2 go. So I think with Pepe, no, I think Arteta's looking at football is thinking, I wonder. Because Havertz can't take on players like Pepe. Reiss Nelson can't take on players. Actually, Reiss Nelson's all right at taking on players. I'll give him credit because he's done all right last season. But when it comes to taking on players and like you've got a different format or a different formation or plan B, then he's part of it. Jamie, Gabriel's he's too.
But that's the thing with Reiss Nelson, bro. Reiss Nelson, ain't got the skills to duppy man and leave them on the floor. Pepe's techie, bro. Pepe will skill you up, leave you on the floor, bro.
That's what we need.
As a technical player, he's on a different level. The problem is with Pepe, is his decision making in the final third, bro. And if you can change that about him, he's a techie player. The only player in this squad as a winger that is as good of a finisher is Saka. I've seen Pepe slap it outside the box, top bins. I've seen him tap it in. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not saying that Pepe's world class. I'm not saying Pepe's the answer. What I'm saying, if this club is not going to go out there and invest the money on a winger, you let go of Reiss Nelson and you keep Pepe. And you bring him on as an impact sub, like you said, which he did a lot for us in the Europa League and got us to the Europa League final, in Baku against Chelsea. Because at the end of the day, Reiss Nelson ain't proved it. And Reiss Nelson is 23 years old. And when you're looking at Reiss Nelson's, I was looking at his stats, it ain't good enough, bro. Like in the Premier League, overall, he's had 34 starts, 34 appearances for Arsenal overall, his time at Arsenal. 34. What is that, bro? What is that? He's had 34 appearances, 4 goals, 2 assists. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Even when he was on loan, in the Bundesliga, 23 appearances, 7 goals, 1 assist. In the Eredivisie, which was his most recent loan, he had 21 appearances, 2 goals, 4 assists. It ain't good enough. It really ain't good enough. And at the end of the day, I look at it like this. If you're going for Reiss Nelson, are you comfortable for him taking over to the rest of the season if Saka gets an injury early on in the season that rules him out? We're not. We're not. But that is something that could realistically happen. Touch wood, that he doesn't. But Saka's been very good in terms of injuries. Up until this point, playing every single game. With football players, bro, it's not reality. He ain't gonna be, without injuries forever. And you have to be comfortable with a player that's gonna fill in. And that is why when people tell me about Kivior or Rob Holding or these, are you happy if they're gonna be the main player? Filling in for the main player in the starting 11 for the rest of the season. And that is why I don't rate Eddie Nketiah, because he won't be able to do it for the whole season if Jesus is out. Not good enough. And we're going up against a treble-winning Man City. Bear that in mind, We're not going against any normal Man City. This is a Man City that now done the treble, bro. We have to have a squad that is better than theirs, bro. And at the end of the day, Reiss Nelson ain't nowhere near the level of Man City. Neither is Kivior, neither is Rob Holding, neither is Lokonga, neither is Tomiyasu or Cedric or none of these players or Eddie Nketiah. That is what we're up against. So to beat what we're up against, you have to be better than them. These lot don't even get into their team. They're not even on the same level, let alone being better than their players. Get rid of them. And that's the only bad news I've got today. I'm happy with how we're doing business. I'm happy how we're moving. I'm not happy with the Kai Havertz. I still don't back that. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that we're going for Reiss. But I'm not happy if, in terms of players that it should be moved. Look, let me tell you this. I don't like Xhaka, I don't like Xhaka. I don't rate him. He's not a world-class player. I don't rate him like that, But Granit Xhaka deserves to be at this club, He should be here, There's players that should be moved on before we move on Granit Xhaka. Reiss Nelson, 1. ESR, based on what we've seen so far, 2 injury prone. He's another one. Looks like the white version of Diaby from back in the day. Eddie Nketiah, Lokonga, Fabio Vieira. These players should be moved on way before we're getting rid of Xhaka. And I don't even rate Xhaka. So if we're willing to get rid of Xhaka, that got us to 2nd place, that could do a job off the bench. I'm not saying he should be a starter next season because he ain't good enough. then we should be getting rid of Reiss Nelson. Because no one can justify getting rid of Xhaka, that was a starter and did more last season, and yet keeping Reiss Nelson.
You know what? And another thing is, it's like, Xhaka and Partey, you have to give him credit when it's due, because that's the midfield that actually got us up to second place, 5 points on Man City, and that's what I'm saying. So if say for instance, if it's in the last, say it's like the last 10 games of the season, and say for instance we have an injury to one of them, like say for instance Declan Rice or thing, and Partey, Xhaka can come in and do a job, because he done it last year. So you can't really write off Xhaka. Xhaka personally shouldn't be leaving, even though I know he's 21 million and some of the fans gas. But bro, personally, I don't want him to leave. I want another season out of him. Because you've got to bear in mind, he was when Xhaka was in our midfield, he was the one who made a lot of things click and made things happen. So we can't be that biased. But I think players got to leave before him. Like I know Nketiah might be going 90%.
You're agreeing with me today. This is
I know he's going. I know he's going. I don't want him to go, but he's going, isn't he?
But you agree that there are players that should be going before.
Before Xhaka, 100%, bro. Even Reiss Nelson, I agree with you. Reiss Nelson shouldn't be staying before Xhaka. I know people saying, I know a lot of fans say, oh, but what about Canabry? What happened to Canabry? Yeah, that could be possible, but you can't really get. I don't want Xhaka to go. I don't even want Partey to go. I want him to just both of them stay. So
Partey can't go, bro. Yeah. Partey, that's a shambles.
Look at that, Partey.
Would you be upset if we get rid of Partey? Because I'll be fuming, bro.
Of course, bro. It's stupid now, bro. Partey. Look at the backbone. Partey, Xhaka, Rice, Jorginho. That's strong, bro. It's strong. Experience in Jorginho, experience and class in Partey, experience and hot-headed and fighting in Xhaka, and experience in busting, I don't know, one of the best tacklers. Do you get me? So yeah, I think we should just keep. We should keep them all, but I don't really want him to go. The one who's got to go, and I know where he's going. I think realistically, I think he's going is because they're going to get money out of him. Is Nketiah, Rob Holding's is going. I think he's going. I think Pepe, for some reason, I got a fuddy feeling he's staying, and he will be featuring games next year.
Hold on. Everyone that was on the bench last season, barring Trossard, I'm more than happy to get rid of. They're not good enough. They're not. They're not good enough. Everyone that was on that bench, bro. And that includes ESR, which is sad. But at the end of the day, I'm old enough to see us when we had Diaby. You know, how highly was Diaby rated at Arsenal? Higher, Allah.
Diaby was bad, wicked.
And when he was actually not injured, he was a bad boy player. But how many times is he not injured? This is my argument with ESR. He may have all the talent. I'm not even saying the boy is not talented. Too injury prone, and it's too early in his career to be getting these many knocks and these many injuries that you're out. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Martial, bro. All the talent in the world, but can't put a whole season together. Injured too many times. So ESR needs to go. Lukonga hasn't shown us nothing. He can go. Who else is there? Marquinhos, we don't know if he's good enough. He was on loan to Norwich. Who else is there? Fabio Vieira. We couldn't even trust him in the Europa League. Not good enough, bro. So ultimately, for me, it's just not good enough, bro. It's really not good enough. Listen, what other business do you think Arsenal will do before the transfer window is closed, bro?
I don't know. I'm in two frames of mind, bro. Like, some people are saying that's their business done. Some people will say they're gonna buy more players, bro. But I don't know, bro. I'm just gonna wait and see, bro. Because when it comes to transfers, Arsenal, like, I'm in shock with Declan Rice. I'm in shock with him.
What else do you want then? What else do you want?
I think if they're gonna get rid of any other players, if it's true they're gonna get rid of Xhaka, I want another midfielder. And then maybe possibility bringing a striker.
Okay.
Bringing a striker.
Because even doing that, we're still light. Who's the rotation for the midfielders? It's still Fabio Vieira, Lukonga. Do you see how much work needs to be done? because we're getting rid of one of our midfielders, even though we bring in a replacement for Xhaka, we still need somebody to rotate with that role. Because the ones that we've got ain't good enough. And this is why, for me, they still need to go out there and do more business. Declan Rice, yes, is a rotation for Partey. Who's a rotation for Odegaard? Fabio Vieira, he's shown he ain't good enough. Who's a rotation for Xhaka? Oh, right, Xhaka's leaving. So now we need 2 players because we're only left with Lokonga. He's not good enough. So we need someone that's better than Lokonga to rotate, and we need someone that's going to start.
Yeah, but you know the truth is though, bro. You know, like the truth is, all right. The transfer market is going to hit. It's gonna blow up like now. In the next 2 weeks, it's gonna go crazy. So and then because it always do like around the mid of July. So we're gonna see. Because Arsenal, for them to bring in Declan Rice, to bring in Timber, to bring in, there's going to be outgoings. That is guaranteed. But who's going, we don't know. Like,
very quickly, who would you sell? Very quickly, just top of your head, who would you sell? Quickly.
I'll sell Lokonga.
Yeah.
I'll sell Holding.
Yeah.
I'll sell Nketiah because we get value out of him because he's worth money.
After you gassed him up all last season.
Yeah, but he's going in it. That's the reality. But you know what? That's his value, isn't it? At least he scored goals for us. So I'll
that's
sell
3.
him.
Who else? Fabio Vieira?
I'll give him another season.
Okay. Cedric, would you sell?
Cedric, I'll sell Cedric.
Okay. Tomiyasu?
No, I like Tomiyasu. I'll keep Tomiyasu.
Okay. Reiss Nelson?
Sign a contract and sell him.
Okay, so you wouldn't mind selling him?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind selling Nelson.
Zinchenko, would you sell him?
Yo, listen. If any Arsenal fan wants to sell Zinchenko, they need to go in the middle right now, look themselves in the face, and slap themselves, bro. No way, bro. Wallahi, you know what, bro?
What about Trusty?
What, bro? Yo, bro, you're taking a mic, bro. Trusty, bro. Bro, he's gone, bro. He ain't even coming to pre-season, bro. He's gone already, bro. Also, like, yo, he's like, they're like, who signed this guy from America, bro? It's like, yo, he's in Birmingham City right now, and like he's there in Lady Perot, bro. Having a midshift. Well, he's having a Lady Perot in Lahore, eating some food, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
He's in Taste of Lahore. He's in Taste of Lahore right now.
Taste of Lahore, bro. He's there in Lady Perot, bro, in Birmingham, Sparkbrook, bro. Come on, bro. Who's this guy, man?
He's around all the Warriors.
Yeah, bro. He's in Coventry Road now on a cup of tea. Come on, forget him, bro. But no, forget him. But you know Zinchenko, bro, honestly, go back, all right? And this is what I said to everyone. All them people who curse Zinchenko. Arsenal's was the worst defeat ever. And maybe people said it maybe in the football. Maybe the worst defeat ever, they call it. It was against Brighton. We couldn't string a pass together. We couldn't they couldn't even, bro, there was no point in them being on the pitch. They might have sat down and thing. Because Zinchenko wasn't there that game. You know what Zinchenko does, bro? He fires up the players, bro. He screams at them. He holds the ball. That Brighton game, just go back and look at that Brighton game. Without Zinchenko, we can't string a pass together, bro. So it doesn't matter if you bring in a Declan Rice, if you bring in a Timber, if you bring in an Mbappe, he makes the team click, bro. Regardless if you hate him or you love him. That game there showed me that Zinchenko is one of our main players, bro. Go back and watch it, Andrew, and come back and say to me, yo, you know what, Fuad? Bloody hell. It was that, you got to watch that game against how shocking it was. They didn't string one pass together. Pass.
For all the good he brings, which I get that his inverted role gains us control of the midfield.
Sometimes it's shocking is defending.
He is a liability.
In defense.
He's a liability. Yeah? And when you look at City, who would you name in their squad as a liability?
That's why they sold him to us, innit?
But you know what, though? Answer my question.
But you know what, though? I'll be honest with you, though, because I'm not, with all due respect, though, bro, he did elevate Arsenal, though. You know, he took us from a guaranteed Champions League team to challenging the title, bro, in one season. And next year, he might learn off his mistakes. This is his first season. He's only young. He's not old, Zinchenko. So he's going to be better next year. Wait. Where did he come from?
This guy didn't come from Brighton. He didn't come
No,
from Wolves.
but
He
you know the truth is,
come from learning. He come from learning under the best manager in the league.
yeah, and that's what.
And was he able to eradicate that out of his game? So why do you think that he's going to eradicate that out of his game?
No, because you're missing a point, bro. Because everyone talks like you. Let's go back, all right? Let's strip Zinchenko. All right, let's
he said you had 5 minutes.
I have 5 minutes. He's waiting for me. See, okay. Let's. You're missing a point. Let's strip Zinchenko and put back who was there last year. Let's strip Jesus. What are we? We're the 8th team, bro. We're struggling to get in the Champions League. This boy comes into our defense. Fucking we're not even talking. He come into our defense with all due respect. We're not even talking about top 4 no more. The boy ended the process. So you got to give him that credit, bro. We can't sit here. I got standards. I want to win the title. The boy done it. He made them standards.
He didn't do it.
But we wasn't expecting to though, bro. No one's expecting us to do it. So I got to give him that respect, bro. You can't sit here last year and tell me.
But we didn't win it though.
But you wasn't expecting us to win it. You would expect us to finish 8th.
But he's also part of the reason why we bottled it.
Yeah, but he's not the reason why we
finished. You can give him praise that he got us in there.
Why praise him?
Do you know what it is, bro? You remember back in the day,
bro?
I always make this. Yeah, but this kind of thing.
Let me get my note.
Man United not have Wayne Rooney and also had Berbatov.
No, but let me finish my note.
Yeah, there was games where they'll play Berbatov. There's games they'll play Rooney. There's games they'll play.
Why? That's not
because different players have different attributes. Zinchenko against certain opposition works. Zinchenko against world-class opposition doesn't work.
But that's what I mean. This is the thing. You're missing a point.
Go and get better. He can play against.
But he's not, bro. You're missing a point, bro. You know, Zinchenko. Listen, when Zinchenko was getting battered in Anfield, that wasn't on him. It's like even like Kenny said on the show, it wasn't on him. It was down to Arteta to take him off and put Tini on. You as a manager can see it. If you can see it,
is he not a liability in defense? Bro, and did we not concede? Did we not?
At the end of the day, you're gonna take 3. Okay, but then take that liability and we're fucking 8th for where you all want to be. So don't moan about it. That's the truth about it.
Do you remember with Xhaka? When we tried to play Xhaka?
No, but that's the reality of it, though. I'm talking about fact.
Do you know the way I can explain it is like this? Do you remember when we tried to play Xhaka in that CDM, bro? And as much as people tried to overgas it, he was a liability, which is why he was getting red cards and stuff. Yeah, he was better suited to a different position. And when we played him in a different position, that works with his strongest attributes. Hold on. When we played to a position that gets the best out of his strongest attributes and told him to focus on that, we got the best out of him. I feel the same about Zinchenko.
You can't be that biased,
I wouldn't mind Zinchenko being an option.
Bro, I would rather. Do you know what, bro? I'll be honest with you, cuz.
As a left back, he's shocking.
No, bro. I'm not like all you Arsenal fans, bro. I'll be fact. You moan about stuff that actually Tini caused. We're not second because of fucking Tini, bro. We're second because of Zinchenko. That's a fact. We're not playing this flowing football and challenging for the title, even though we never won it because of Kieran Tini. It's because it's Zinchenko. And I hope Arteta drops Zinchenko next season. Arteta do it. And if we don't win through games, our first 5 games, you fans wanted Tini. Don't say nothing about it. That's my point.
Tini's better than him.
He fucking ain't, bro. No chance, bro. No chance, bro. Tini's nowhere near Zinchenko's level.
What's the main role of a striker?
To score
goals.
What's
the main role of a striker?
To score goals.
Right. What's the main role of a defender?
It's a new defense.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, but Tini's better. Tini ain't better.
And when you're shit at defending, then you're not.
But then, okay, then. But I hope, everybody, I'll put out there. I hope. Okay. All right, let's do this deal. Then. Okay. I hope. Okay. We'll do a deal with you now. All right. I'll do this deal with you.
You've agreed with me.
No. Okay, I'll do it. No. Let's talk facts then. Because I want your standards. I want his standards. Zinchenko to be dropped. Keep your standards, all right. Put Kieran Tini in there. If we don't win the first 3-4 games. Because without Zinchenko, when the team is there, I don't want you blaming Arteta and blame yourself saying that's my signs. I wanted him there.
You just made an argument about a game against Liverpool and you said we lost that game, but that we didn't lose the game because of Zinchenko. So if we lose those games, it doesn't necessarily mean we lost.
No, but you want, but you're not rating him. See, as a player, you don't rate him as a footballer.
No, hold on.
Ah.
Hold on.
As an all-around footballer, Zinchenko's better than him.
I was saying that he cost us games. You brought up a game that we lost. And
bro, Kieran cost Zinchenko.
So just because we lose a couple of games, if Tierney's played well, doesn't necessarily mean that it's because of him. And I'll tell you what, Tierney's great at going forward. He's a good crosser of the ball. We've seen him
Zinchenko, bro.
Yeah? And I tell you what, when he's out of position, he busts a gut to get back into position. And most time he's not out of position. And when it's one-on-one, the guy can actually at least stand his ground. We've seen Zinchenko got spun and put on his ass time after time. And you're trying to sit here saying the same book idea.
Yeah,
about,
let's persist. Better than him, bro.
No. If we persisted with Xhaka playing CDM, would we be in second place last season?
Well, if we persisted with Kieran Tierney, we'd be in top 4. That's the same question.
Tierney wasn't the problem.
Tierney was the problem. He was, bruh.
The whole team.
The team, wasn't he?
The balance of the team was a problem.
Oh, so now you're balancing the team.
Yeah, he was. But when
he wasn't, bro. Tierney was the problem. He's part of that team. He's part of the problem.
You know what's not a team issue?
No, it's part of the problem, bro.
What's not a team issue is when Zinchenko is running into the midfield,
and
not tracking back,
Lies. Zinchenko is
not having any positional awareness, not getting back, not marking his man, getting spun, getting put on his ass, one-on-one, week in, week out. That's got nothing to do with the team. That is you as a player, and you ain't good enough defensively, and you're not smart enough to know your awareness.
The reason why we're second is Zinchenko. And let me break your hearts now. Bro. I'm going to leave you on this note. Let me break all your hearts now. And big up to everyone in the chat and hit the likes. Let me break it down for you all now. The reason why we're second is because of Zinchenko's impact. And the second of all, bro, the fact of the matter is, all these Arsenal fans who said Kieran Tierney's going to Newcastle, Kieran Tierney's going to this, he's linked with Man City. Bro, Newcastle are linked with a Chelsea player. Man City ain't even looking at him because there's a reason behind it. It's something called you put Zinchenko in the market. Man City will resign him, bro.
Bro, I agree with this comment. Zinni would honestly be a better fit for the Xhaka role than Havertz. I agree
with him. But boy's a bad footballer, bro. He can play anywhere. The guy is class. Footballing class.
Nah, he can't play left back. He can't play
class.
He's not playing class.
I love Zinchenko, bro. I tell you shit, I'm a big fan of it, bro.
He can't play left back, bro.
But anyway,
so you're telling me he hasn't been spun and put on his ass? You're trying to tell me that you didn't see that last season? You didn't see, you never saw him go forward and then neglect his defensive role.
In a great minute to Arsene Wenger, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I know. You got his standards at the end of his reign as well. It's about winning. Nothing, yeah?
Bro, listen. I'm just going to fact.
Makes complete sense.
When Kieran Tierney was there, people go only on the chat.
What are you going to do now? Because I swear on YouTube, you've got a picture of you and Xhaka. Now he's leaving. What are you going to do now? Your fanboy leaving. It's a problem with fans like you, yeah? You put players first. You support players, not your club first. Now what are you going to do?
Xhaka's my cousin.
Yeah? Okay. Well, your cousin's leaving. On that bombshell, we're out. Say